And we found the lions, and as you can see, they are feasting. I think it's a warthog. There we can see one little hoof sticking out. And we must have driven straight past these lions. We actually saw a few warthog running in their direction, and they must have just run straight into the sleeping lions. I'm going to keep quiet for a second. There's some incredible audio. How epic is this? The carcass has just been torn into 3 pieces, maybe 4. I think some of the bigger, stronger lions have ended up with the better share of what looks to be a young warthog that has just been ripped to pieces. Shame, it obviously had no idea what it was running into. Like I said, when we were trying to work out where these lions were, we saw some warthog running in this direction. And as we got back here now, because tracks were coming backwards and forwards into the same direction, we came across this incredible scene. And some of you may be a little bit disturbed by what you've just seen. Not just the lions fighting amongst one another, but that poor warthog being ripped to pieces. But that is the way of the wild out here. And it looks like these lions were fairly desperate for a meal. When they all stood up for a second, I noticed that most of their bellies were quite empty. And even though it's just a little bit of a snack for them, it is at least something to help give them a bit more energy for the next hunt that they will be going on. A perfect example of how big cats are hugely opportunistic. It's highly unlikely that these lions were moving, and again, like I said, there is a high likelihood that this warthog just ran straight into them while they were sleeping, and they jumped at the opportunity. As you can hear some almighty roars letting out between the different pride members. There's quite a few sub-adults that are trying to compete with bigger lioness, and they're not having much joy. There's one big lioness, possibly 2 actually. No, it looks like just like one big lioness that's in the frame here. Now the one facing us, the rest are all sub-adults. Tom, no, lions do not have the best table manners. They've got terrible table manners, and considering that they are considered to be team players, that also all goes out the window when there is a meal on the cards. The biggest and strongest lions will be those that feed first. I can hear a few more growls coming from in the thickets over there where Seb's looking now. There's one lion that managed to tear off quite a decent chunk of warthog. Whew. Well, I'm so happy that we came back here when we did, because we would have, by just, a minute later, we would have missed all this incredible action. So lucky stuff. As we came onto the scene, Seb saw the lions. He was like, there they are, and they were moving around. And as soon as I saw them on the move, I knew that something had happened. And what's quite interesting, let's see if there's a bird that's just flying up over there, like a Wahlberg's eagle. I just want to make sure that it's not a vulture. And either way, regardless of which bird of prey it is, it's going to be very interesting to see what it does when it sees these lions and the kill. It may not be interested in it. Yeah, it looks like a Wahlberg's eagle. So they do hunt for themselves, not really scavengers, so it's probably not going to pay too much heed, but it is circling about you, having a closer look. So that is interesting. Okay, very good. Well, we're going to stay put with the lions and rush you across to Taylor, who's got something very close to her.